are quite high. So the road industry in Australia is super competitive, and rail, often in shorter distances, really struggles to compete. One of the things that the Australian government is looking at doing right now is actually building a rail link between Brisbane and Melbourne, what is called the Inland Rail Route. You might see that red line there. The Australian government is considering that rail link right now. A report will be released in another couple of months, and we expect that that will probably increase the competitiveness of both the Brisbane and Melbourne ports. But one of the other defining characteristics of Australia is that while to the outside it may look as though we are one country, in reality we are really 7 different countries that call ourselves Australia. We have very, very strong state governments who really do control a lot of the infrastructure investment and also the regulation that applies to the industry. So we still struggle with the differences in regulations between states. Now, luckily in our constitution we have free trade between the states, so no government can stop anything crossing the border, but the rules that apply are different in each state, which means that travelling from one side of Australia to the other, you can be going through 3 different regulatory systems, which, as you'll appreciate, is not really a very efficient business model. One of the other things that we deal with is the infrastructure that the country requires, because we are a very big country, in fact about 15 times the size of Thailand, but a very low population, only 22 million people. So there are a lot of infrastructure decisions that are required to be made. So you can see that we have a very rapid escalation in the freight task in Australia. We expect that it will double between now and 2030 and then probably triple again by 2050. So we need to make sure that the infrastructure is there to support it. So we have this organisation called Infrastructure Australia.